matchup with the Grizzlies, looking to create some cheers for this crowd. This game against Brooklyn here, it's their first look at the Nets. In the two meetings last year, they came away with wins, never losing.
Yeah, and taking on an interconference foe, certainly not a rival. They're the better team, and they showed it, winning both matchups last season.
Right you are. I mean, winning the games they were supposed to win. No doubt they'll look to continue that tonight.
All fueled up and ready to go. Let's check out who's on the floor, courtesy of Gatorade. So for Brooklyn now, we've got Johnson. Wayne Ellington is out there with Jarrett Jack. Then it's Brook Lopez. And it's Young in at the power forward position. Brooklyn with the ball. They couldn't put the pieces together, losing that last matchup with San Antonio.
And I think they can hold their heads high from that performance, you know, despite the final score being what it was.
I agree with you. I mean, it was a tough game, played in a tough environment on the road, and they were in it right until the bitter end, so that's good stuff.
Here's Conley following the basket by Brook Lopez. To the inside, here's Allen. First shot, first basket. He's out of the blocks fast. Well, we know that Memphis loves to play in tight near the basket. Their bread and butter as a team, those points in the paint, they really pile those up.
And they do it as well as anybody. Led the league in points in the paint last year with over 47 a game coming from that range, which also allows them to control your transition because you're having to take the ball out of the basket. Big advantage for the Grizzlies.
Jack's shot is good. Little over a minute 30 into this first quarter. Conley with it. He had 13 points in the win against the Pacers in Indianapolis.
And was a force on the defensive side as well. 4 steals over the course of that game.
Lopez with the steal. Green against Johnson. Ellington kicks to Jack. Lopez sets a screen for Jack. Johnson a wide open look. And a foul called on the shot. Got him on the way up that time, so he'll shoot 2 right here.
Brook Lopez, Scott, started the season as the starting center for the Nets last year, but it didn't end up that way.
Lopez ended up coming off the bench for the Nets for a stretch last season. There was a lot of debate, Clark, if that was the right role for him.
Kevin, clearly there were differing opinions because as soon as it happened, every GM called Brooklyn up to see if Lopez was available.
Now here's Gasol. And he gets the bucket. Allen's got his second basket of the night.
And I like how he draws the attention on the inside and then the nice little kick out in rhythm for the jumper.
Now here's Ellington, guarded closely. And Jack, here we go. Looking for Young, he gets it there. 11 feet out and he hits it.
Yes, Jarrett Jack.
Last outing for Memphis, they won that game against Indiana.
And they may have been on the road, but you know what? They nullified any home court disadvantage in that game by how well they shot it from 3.
Shooting can always be a great equalizer. I mean, when you shoot like that from outside, it really makes winning on the road a lot easier.
They get it back. Randolph. And fouled hard that time. He'll get to the line and shoot 2. That's going to be on Jarrett Jack.
First team foul.
The Grizzlies shooting their first free throws tonight. The first trip to the stripe in this one.
And their numbers from the line last season, they're good, just not great, about 77% as a team.
Yeah, they had the kind of success from the line that would make any coach breathe a sigh of relief, guys.
The Nets have gone 3 of 5 shooting the ball so far. And we're approaching about 3.5 minutes played in the first quarter. Here's Johnson, and lots of contact there. Missing the shot. He'll shoot 2.
And look, Joe Johnson last season, not his best statistically, but boy, did he show some heart. I mean, he was one of the catalysts for Brooklyn making the playoffs, especially when Brook Lopez returned healthy and the two could play off of one another.
Talking about Joe Johnson, I'm not going to lie. Last year wasn't one of his best statistically, Clark. His shooting accuracy was on the low end. His turnover numbers were high. It wasn't very pretty.
But for Joe, Kevin, I don't think it was about the numbers last year. It was about wanting to compete and to win. And he's developed a champion's will over the years. And I would like to see him finally achieve his goal of maybe winning the championship. I think he deserves it. He's been consistent. He's been solid. And now you see some maturation with him as well.
Now here's Conley following the miss by Tony Allen. And the wide open shot from Green. And another miss by Memphis. The Nets with the lead. And Jack kicks to Johnson. The shot is off. Now the Grizzlies take it the other way. Now Conley looking for his first basket still in this one. Here's Gasol. It's good. He makes his first shot of the game.
And he just big-boyed it right there. The height advantage he's got down low, really difficult for them to defend.
Let's now go to Doris Burke over across the way, who spoke with Lionel Hollins. And Doris, take it away.
On his mind, the difficult task of defending Zach Randolph. He said Randolph's especially tough because he's not only a go-to scorer on the low block and the pinch post, but also a guy who can pick up a lot of second chance points with his work on the glass. He's a 20 and 10 double-double guy for a reason. We'll have our hands full trying to slow him down. Guys, back to you.
Thanks, Doris. Green is checked in for Zach Randolph. And then for Brooklyn, Bargnani is checked in for Lopez. Robinson comes in for Thaddeus Young. And Donald Sloan subbed in for Jarrett Jack. Here's Sloan. Passes to Bargnani. Played in with a nice touch off the glass. Bargnani's got his first points in this one.
Pretty passing. Timely recognition as to where the open man was.
And I think taking a time here to talk things over is a smart idea.
One of the things you want to do is make sure everybody is clearly on the same page with the game plan. And sometimes you need a timeout to make sure that's the case.
Memphis has gone 0 of 2 from deep here. Here's Conley. He hasn't scored yet. That I'm sure will change. Stolen by Robinson. Here's Sloan. Picked by Bargnani. Here's Ellington. Bounces high off the rim and drops.
You know, the defense has got to do a much better job of fighting over those screens.
And Greg, especially when the ball is in his hands. I mean, come on now. You know he doesn't miss too many open looks like that.
Now here's Conley. Green left side. Over in the corner, Conley. Robinson pulls it in.
Well, I think he kind of alligator armed that one. Short stroked it. After doing a nice job to get open, he didn't finish the shot. Having a chance here to check out how the Grizzlies ranked in the NBA last season. Second in opponent points per game. Sixth in steals. And they were top 10 in free throw percentage. That's always helpful in winning games.
And you talked about their defensive ranking. I mean, they really do a good job of holding their opponents to a low point output each and every night. That grindhouse style really wore on teams.
Catching up on the changes for Memphis. Matt Barnes is checked in for Green. Lee comes in for Allen. And it's Chalmers in for Mike Conley. And the Nets making a change here as well. Hollis Jefferson's checked in. And Chalmers kicks to Gasol. And here's Barnes for 3. Good, and the assist goes to Gasol. Gasol's got 3 assists now in this one.
And guarding him on the perimeter isn't a priority for them right now, but if this continues, it will be.
Now here's Johnson. 9-point game his last outing. And again, no good by Brooklyn.
You know, he's been off his game this quarter just a bit. Hasn't been able to get a whole lot to go so far.
And a wide open look for Lee. Kings the shot from the wing. Lee's got his first basket of the night.
Well, check out that assist. That's a pair of teammates that are clearly on the same page.
Pass to Hollis Jefferson. They set the pick. And Johnson now top of the key. Pass to Hollis Jefferson. Kicks it to Johnson. 4 on the clock. Plenty of space. Hollis Jefferson can't hit.
The defense there got away with a major lapse.
And here is Chalmers. Quiet so far offensively, searching for his first points of the game. Here's Green, and there's the bucket. Stay with it on the offensive glass, getting it done. And the Grizzlies lead by 1. The Nets have gone just a shade under 50% from the field. 5 of 11. Sloan passes to Johnson. Out to the right wing. Here's Sloan, defended by Chalmers. Now here's Green. The dish to Gasol. Green kicks to Chalmers. Gasol against Bargnani. Robinson with the block. They retain possession. And Green gets it to go.
Well, you have to like their work on the boards, Kevin, particularly here to start the game.
Yeah, I like the way they're setting the tone. Really playing with a lot of energy here at the start.
And the first timeout called of the game for Brooklyn.
And Thomas Robinson has been on a lot of teams here in this short time in the league. Not easy to find a spot when you're always getting moved.
And stolen by Chalmers. Barnes kicks to Chalmers. Courtney Lee is on the wing. And the shot no good, a bit short.
Not sure what the D was doing there. Clearly a breakdown. You can ill afford to give a guy like him that good a look.
Gasol with the steal. And now in transition, it's Barnes. Here we go. Green dishes to Chalmers. Drains the 19-footer. Now it's a 5-point Grizzly lead. And guys, let's get your take on the hustle stats for the Grizzlies.
Boy, they've really amped up the pressure at the defensive end, guys, and have piled up the steals in the early going.
Yeah, and one thing, Clark, I've noticed is how quick their hands have been tonight. Thanks to that, they've gotten a lot of points off of turnover.
Sloan shot is off.
Good pick, but he just couldn't make it count.
Yeah, nice job of setting the screen by his teammate there, and I'm sure he appreciated it.
Now, here's Chalmers. Gasol up top. They set the screen. And so he earns a trip to the line. Officials saw the contact and he'll shoot 2.
Wow, he got whacked on that, which shouldn't be much debate there.
Blatant contact, straightforward call, simple.
For Memphis, they have been servicing the line so far, albeit just 2 for 2. And Memphis making a change here. Carter's checked in, and the Nets also making a change. Jack's checked in. And so Marc Gasol nails both of them. Nets trail by 7. Robinson passes to Hollis Jefferson. Here's Sloan. He hasn't scored yet. That I'm sure will change.
Oh, excellent interior D to force the miss.
His defensive ability is a big factor. I mean, there's no denying that.
And out of bounds as the Nets gain possession.
Well, that's inexcusable to throw a pass that far off the mark.
He dishes it to Bargnani. They need this. Can't get it to go. And so the first quarter is in the books. It's the Grizzlies. They're up by 7. And don't go away. We'll be back with the action for the start of the second quarter in just a moment. And the Grizzlies, a team that's dealt with their share of tough playoff losses. But, you know, you talk to point guard Mike.
We feel like we're a team that's had to go through a lot of adversity. We've been through a lot of things that's set us back. You know, we feel like we can be just as good as anybody else, and why not us?
One big reason why not them is what happened to Conley. Greg, losing him in the playoffs last year was the biggest adversity.